friends, this is Kruti Jaipancholi, Assistant Professor in LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject fiber optic communication. So friends, in the last video, you learned about the fiber splices and the connector. So we know that the devices used to join the two fiber. So fiber splicing and the connector. Now, in this video, we will learn about the photodetectors. Till now, we have learned about the block diagram of the fiber optic communication. In that, the sources which used at the transmitting end were the LED and the laser. The function of the LED, that is what? So it will also convert the electrical energy into the optical form and information pass through the optical fiber in form of the light. Now, at the other end, what we have? We need a detector. So now, this detector, it will convert again the light signal into the electrical form. So this way, the photodetectors mainly used for doing this. So from this video, you will learn about the photodetectors. Particularly in this video, you will learn about the principle of operations, types and characteristics. So let us start with the introduction of the photodetector. The question is, what is a photodetector? A photodetector, that is a device which absorbs the light and convert the optical energy to measurable electrical current. Now these detectors that may classified into the two categories, that are the thermal detector and photon detectors. What is the thermal detectors? So now, when the light that falls on the device, it raises its temperature, which in turn changes the electrical property of the device material, like its electrical conductivity. The various examples of it are the thermopile, which is a series of the thermocouple pyroelectric detectors. Next is the photon detector. What is the photon detector? It works on the principle of conversion of the photon to electrons. Now, unlike the thermal detectors, these detectors, the photon detectors, they are based on the rate of the absorption of the photons rather than on the rate of the energy absorption. So, the cutoff wave characteristics of the optical detectors are cutoff wavelength, it is denoted by the lambda c, quantum efficiency, it is denoted by eta, quantum limit, detector responsivity, it is denoted by the R. So these are the various characteristics of the optical detector. We will study characteristics one by one in detail. Very first, cutoff wavelength lambda c. What is the cutoff wavelength? So, any particular semiconductor that can absorb the atom, a photon, over a limited range. Now, the highest wavelength is known as the cutoff wavelength, and this cutoff wavelength, that is denoted by lambda c. The cutoff wavelength, it is determined by the band gap energy Eg of the material. Now, the equation of it, that is lambda c is equal to Hc in upon Eg, where the Hc value is the 1.24, so it is equal to 1.24 upon Eg, where Eg in electron volt and lambda c, that is the cutoff wavelength in the micrometer. You can use to solve the examples related to it, and we can find it out the cutoff wavelength using the same equation. The typical value of the lambda c for the silicon is 1.06 micrometer, and for the germanium it is the 1.6 micrometer. The photodiode of a long cutoff wavelength can emit optical power in a wide range, and that is used for the fiber optic communication. Next characteristics, that is the quantum efficiency, which is denoted by the eta. What is the eta? It is the ratio of the number of the electron hole pair generated per incident photon energy hv, and which is given by the equation eta is equal to number of electron hole pairs generated per number of incident photon. So this is the quantum efficiency. Now we can put the value of this. So number of electron hole pairs generated, we will write it by E P by Q, and number of incident photon P in upon HV. So where IP is the average photon current, P in is the average power incident on the photon detector. The ideal value of this quantum efficiency, that can be the less than 1, as all the photon incident will not generate the electron hole pair. Now the next is, what is the quantum limit? Now for the ideal photodetector having the quantum efficiency eta is equal to 1 and has a dark current, zero dark current. The meaning of the zero dark current means there is no output when the light is absent. So then the minimum received power for a specific bit error rate is known as the quantum limit. Next is the detector responsivity. Detector responsivity, it is denoted by the capital R. Okay. Now the responsivity of a photon detector, it is the ratio of the current output in amperes to the incident optical power in volt, and the responsivity, that is denoted by the capital R. Okay, so now the R is equal to IP upon PE. Okay, now but the eta is equal to IP minus Q upon P in minus HV. So it is equal to IP upon HV, okay, IP into HV upon Q into Pn, okay. So putting the value of from the above equations, we can have this equation. So again rewriting this equation, you can say IP upon Pn is equal to eta Q upon H into V. So these equations are useful to find out the responsivity, okay, for the particular the optical detector. So therefore the responsivity, that is equal to eta Q upon H into V, it is equal to eta Q square into H into V, where V is equal to C upon lambda. So this is the characteristics, okay, for the optical detector. This responsivity, that also gives the transfer characteristics of the detector, that is the photocurrent per unit incident optical power. Okay, so the typical values of this PIN photodiodes, okay, that are, so silicon PIN photodiode at 900 nanometer, okay, that is the 0.65 ampere per volt. Germanium PIN photodiode at 1.3 micrometer, it is 0.45 ampere per volt. And in GaAs PIN photodiode at 1.3 micrometer, that is the 0.9 ampere per volt. So this is the typical value, okay, for this. Now we'll solve the example based on the method. So now the example, that is, compute the cutoff wavelength for silicon and germanium PIN diodes. Their band gap energies are 1.1 eV and 0.67 eV respectively. So friends, we have solved the equations to find out the cutoff wavelength. So now we'll use the same equation, okay, which we have derived earlier. So now we need to first of all calculate it for the silicon. So for the silicon, the cutoff value, that is cutoff wavelength, that is lambda c is equal to 1.24 upon Eg. It is equal to 1.24. Now value for this band gap energy, it is given in the example that you have seen that the value that is given for this, that is the band gap energies for the silicon, it is given 1.1 eV, and for the germanium it is the 0.67 eV. Okay, so now we'll put that value over here. So it is the 1.24 upon 1.1. So this is equal to 1.12 micrometer. So for the silicon, we can calculate like this. Now similarly for the germanium, equation is same. It is the lambda c is equal to 1.24 upon the Eg. The value for that band gap, that is the 0.67. So by putting that value, we can have the answer. It is 1.85 micrometer. So now you can solve it like this. The example number 2. It is on an INGAS photo detector, pulse of 85 nanosecond emits 6 into 10 raised to 6 photons at 1300 nanometer wavelength. Average electron hole pairs generated are 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. Calculate quantum efficiency of detector. So now, number of photons emitted, given it is 6 into 10 raised to 6. Average electron hole pair generated, it is the 5.4 into 10 raised to 6. Equation for the quantum efficiency is eta is equal to number of electron, okay, minus number hole pairs generated divided by the number of incident photon. So now number of electron hole pair generated, it is what? 5.4 into 10 raised to 6, and number of incident photon. So incident photon is 6 into 10 raised to 6. So now we can have the answer. It is the eta is equal to 0.9 and it is the 90%. So this way we can solve the examples and we can find it out the characteristics of the photo detector. So thank you very much everyone.